Don't put down roots in bad earth. Do not ever put yourself in any sort of situation that will not support and nurture your growth. Just like a plant can't thrive or survive in poor soil, you should not commit yourself to anything that will not support your overall well-being or evolution. And there's all sorts of situations that could be considered bad earth or bad soil. It could simply just be bad timing. Look, if it's the wrong season, the soil will not be in the proper condition to be able to nurture growth. It won't be able to properly grow anything because the soil might not have the proper nutrients in it. There might not be enough sunlight. The weather might be bad. There might not be enough rain or enough precipitation. But at the end of the day, if it's not the right season to plant something, it's not the right season for you to be trying to grow. Sometimes you're just not in alignment with this specific soil. It's not the right soil for your seed to properly grow. It's not like it's not going to grow. It's just not going to grow to the best condition that it possibly can because the seed that you are planting is not fit for this soil. It's not in alignment. Every single plant don't belong in every single kind of soil. Some soils kill plants. This bad earth is toxic soil. This bad earth is a toxic environment that is not just not nurturing our growth, but actually stunting our growth. It's actually killing our plant. We're setting ourselves up for failure. We're setting ourselves up for the wrong sort of experience from the start. And this bad earth can represent a toxic environment. It could represent some sort of relationship that you're starting to build that you shouldn't start. Just any sort of dead end. Oftentimes, we could see the red flags ahead of time in this new arrangement that we're getting ready to settle ourselves into. Whether that's a new friendship, a new relationship, a new venture that you're getting ready to embark on, a new job, just any sort of new transition in life that you're getting ready to push yourself into. Oftentimes, we can see the negatives ahead of time. We kind of already have this picture. We're seeing the signs, but we're not really taking heed of them. We're ignoring them. I mean, seriously, how many times in your past have you foreseen this thing that you're getting ready to embark on, this thing that you're getting ready to invest time or energy or money into, crashing and burning? You kind of knew ahead of time. You had this clear vision ahead of time of how this was going to pan out, but you just went on ahead and proceeded anyway. Somewhere deep inside, you knew it wasn't really going to work out. You knew it wasn't for you. You knew that you were not in alignment with this. You knew it didn't really feel right. You knew there was something about it that just felt wrong or felt off. You knew this wasn't the proper soil for you. You knew this wasn't the proper environment for you. You knew this wasn't the proper place for you to nurture your growth. But here's the good news for future situations. You don't have to go down this road again. You already know the lesson. Don't put down roots in bad earth. So if you foresee at any moment that something seems like it's not really for you, don't be afraid to take a L. Don't get caught up in the sunken loss fallacy. There's this idea of we spent so much time, so much energy, so much money in something already that we might as well stick with it. But it ain't really helping us out to hold on to something that's actually weighing us down. We might as well let go of it and take the L. Never be afraid to take a L. Never be afraid to walk away. It is okay to let go of something if it is not further nurturing your growth. If it is not helping you to usher in evolution, if it is not helping your overall well-being, it's okay to let go. There's this pride and ego that we have when it comes to seeing something as a dub. It's like we look at it and we just go, all right, I realize that this was a dub, so let me double down. But don't double down. Before the seed that you have planted begins to officially take root, uproot yourself. Take yourself out of that situation. It is okay to lose out on whatever was being established because it's not worth it. The key here is to not get too attached in the first place, especially if you saw something wrong in the beginning. The way for us to properly avoid this is to use discernment within our lives. We got to take a look at the situation, analyze it, and come to the conclusion whether or not it's worth it to invest our time, our energy, our money into anything. We need to know ahead of time. We need to know ahead of schedule whether or not this is worth it. In the immortal words of the RZA in the fourth chamber, only plant your seed deep inside fertile soil. If the soil is fertile, go on ahead and do your thing. That's good earth. That's where you belong. That's how you want things to go. But if it ain't right, don't put down roots in bad earth. Don't waste your time chasing butterflies. Mend your garden and the butterflies will come. We all have something that we're after. We all have a desire, something that we really, really want in life. And oftentimes we take the wrong approach in trying to get it. We end up trying to chase this thing instead of attracting it to us. Always, always, always remember that anything that you chase is running away from you. If you are chasing, you are repelling. If it wanted to be close to you, it would be close to you. But the fact that it is away from you, right? It is far away from you. It is outside of your reach, means that it is something that you cannot attain. And your desire for this thing that you're after is keeping you out of reach because you are emitting a frequency of want. And this frequency of want is also a frequency of lack. If you want something, you do not have it, meaning you are lacking it, meaning you are lacking the qualities of someone who can possess this thing that you want. If you truly desire this thing and you really want to get it, then possess the qualities of someone who can get this thing. Don't chase, attract. Instead of focusing on chasing, become the kind of person who would attract this thing naturally into their life. Let's say that you desire love. You want a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You want somebody in your life. Do you think that the best way to attract this person is to sit on your couch and complain and wait for them to fall out of the sky? Absolutely not. Do you think the best way to attract somebody is to find someone that you are interested in that may not necessarily be interested in you, and to try to pursue them into seeing your value and seeing your worth? To try to force them into liking you, to try to force them into building some sort of attraction for you? No. The best way to attract someone into your life is to become the best version of yourself. Be the best version of yourself, and you will attract the best version of somebody else who is attracted to the best version of yourself. It's the law of attraction. Focus on you until the focus is on you. You take the time to work through all your personal traumas. You heal from all the damages that you might have received from past relationships. You start putting yourself in peak physical condition. You start working out. You start going to the gym. You start taking your walks. You're meditating. You're eating healthy. You're going to sleep on time. You're dressing like you give a damn. You work on developing your social circle. You work on developing your social skills and social interactions. You start thinking better thoughts. You start walking with this confidence, this knowledge of, I take care of myself. I am a person of value. I am a person of worth. I am actively being the best version of myself. That's when you attract somebody. That's when you get that person to come into your life. When you are walking in alignment with this best version of everything that you can be, your highest potential, you're reaching it. You want somebody to come into your life and be attracted to you? Be that. Embody that. When you put in time and effort into working on yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you are tending to your garden. You are mending your garden. You know what attracts those butterflies? A tranquil garden. By taking care of yourself inside and out, you are developing level 100 aura, and you will attract all sorts of people into your life that belong there. Only those who vibrate at the frequency that you are resonating at will be attracted to even come into your sector. Those who do not belong will be repelled. They will feel as if they are not worthy, or they will feel as if they are not a right match for you. Toxic attracts toxic. Lazy and unambitious attracts lazy and unambitious. If you see a problem with the people that are attracted to you, that you keep on interacting with, it's time for you to look into the mirror, because they are a reflection of this frequency that you are generating. But if you want butterflies, don't chase them, attract them. Become that tranquil garden. Become the sort of horticultural sanctuary that they would naturally gravitate towards, that they would naturally want to flock to. You get more flies with honey, but you get more honeys being fly. Stop being the kind of person who's chasing what they want in their life, and become the kind of person who naturally attracts this thing that they desire. And this applies to all areas of your life. It's not just secluded to romantic relationships. Let's say there's two different people who are pursuing the desire of fitness. They want a fit body. Person A is chasing fitness. They're chasing this peak physique. What do? They go balls to the wall with their training. They're going 6 days a week, no days off. They're eating this very restrictive diet that nobody can stick to. They're working out 3 times a day. At some point, they get so frustrated with this crash diet that they end up binge eating and gaining all their weight back, and they're over with their diet by the end of January. They set that New Year's resolution and they already given up. They are chasing a result instead of changing the person that they are to receive the result that they're looking for. Person B decides to attract fitness into their life. And how do? They do it slowly but surely by changing and evolving their entire lifestyle. They start taking 15-minute walks twice a day. They slowly start switching out all of their processed snacks that they have and replace it with yogurt and fruit. They start eating higher protein. They go to the gym 3 times a week because that's what they can stay consistent with. That's what they can stick to. They take rest days. Occasionally, they'll have a cheat meal. On the days that they take off from the gym, they take a nice long walk in the park. They're not running until they feel like they're gonna die. With consistency over time, this person is slowly but surely attracting fitness into their life. They are attracting this version of themselves that they want to become by deciding to change their lifestyle. They took the time to mend their garden, and the butterflies came. Mend your garden. Attract, don't chase. A touch of honey makes the tea sweet, but with too much honey, the sweetness becomes bitter. You can overdo anything. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing. I think we've all experienced this at some point, that paradoxically, when something is excessively sweet, like way too sweet, it's almost bitter. It's almost intoxicatingly sweet to the fact that it starts to be nasty. It starts to become gross. This highlights the concept that an overindulgence of even the most positive thing can have a negative outcome. You can easily sour a sweet gesture by overdoing it. Less is more. If you take an overall positive interaction, like giving someone praise, and you make it excessive, it then becomes annoying. You know, if you're on a date and you compliment this date way too much within the first 5 minutes, it's gonna come off as clingy, it's gonna come off as desperate, it's gonna come off as fake. It's just not gonna come off right. You know, one good, strong compliment will get you right. You're gonna make this person feel good about themselves. But if you're constantly, within the first 5 minutes, just pouring and showering this person with so much praise when they haven't even done anything, they're gonna feel weird about it. You are souring a sweet gesture. You're putting too much honey in the tea and you're making it bitter. If you exercise too much, it becomes counterproductive because you're lacking rest. You're putting too much stress on the body and your muscles can't grow and you can't get any stronger. But on the flip side, you rest too much, you become lazy. What you want is balance. You want just enough. You want just the right amount. A touch of honey makes the tea sweet. A touch. You don't want no honey. You don't want this tea to be flavorless and bland. But you don't want it to be overly sweet either. Not sweet to the point that it becomes bitter. Don't overdo anything. You ever go to somebody's house or apartment and they got way too many decorations up? It just starts to look gaudy at some point. It starts to look jumbled, like a big mess. Less is more. In terms of fashion, you ever see somebody wearing too many accessories? They got on too many rings, they got on too many chains, too many bracelets, too many things. A great rule of fashion is that everything can't be on 10 at one time. You can't have on the flyest shirt with the flyest jacket, with the flyest shoes, with the flyest pants, with the flyest hat. If everything's on 10, nothing is on 10. Put everything in a balanced mode and then pick one standout piece, this one thing that's gonna be the cherry on top, that touch of honey to make that tea sweet. That's what you do. You hit them with the flex of that one thing. You got that one solid accessory that makes the whole outfit pop. You got on that one jacket that makes the whole outfit pop, but it's just one thing. You know what I'm saying? One thing. Only one thing can be on 10. Everything else is moderate. Don't do anything in excess. Don't do anything to the maximum. You want everything to be just right. You want to be the baby bear and the Goldilocks and the three bears. You know what I'm saying? You want to be just right. Just right. Stop making your tea bitter by trying so hard to make it sweet. Do just enough. Less is more. But hey, that's all I really wanted to say to y'all today. I hope that this message finds you well. I hope that you appreciated this video and that this wisdom that I've passed down to you is able to help you in some sort of way. But you already know I have to thank you and tell you that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, because realistically, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I appreciate that. So much love. I hope to see you in the next one. All right, peace.